I used to feel kind of a twinge of regret about painting over other people's work, but the way they're displayed, they get destroyed if they're up there for a day anyway, so I feel like I'm on a rescue mission. So I'm kind of saving these things and taking these still lifes into another realm. This is one of my early successes. I found this duck in the pond, and the eye, and just added other ducks to it, and just made this sort of pond thing. And I feel like I gave it a second life from what it was destined to be, this boring pond duck thing. Now these are the flower pot heads. The flower pots make great chins, and with just a few lines you can transform and make them into portraits. So it's kind of cool. This one's still in progress. The other one, just very few slight lines, but I find the less that you do, the better, which can be seen in this one, which just added a few little touches, and if you weren't looking, maybe you might not recognize that it had been messed with, lovingly fucked with, as you might say, and altered, and given a new life as, you know, just sort of a surrealist kind of thing that basically using the mundane to make the marvelous. These are more of the masculine ones. It's like an attack. It's a presence. These things kind of land in the landscape and they're taking over. It's an invasion. It's very masculine, and it's like, we are here, here we are, and this kind of a juxtaposition which gives hopefully some sort of magical realm to these crazy things. And here's the seascapes, which these things could pop up from the sand or fly in. You can see some birds flying in from the distance, and once they land, the ladies' skirts are floating up. I don't know quite why, but these are just some of the few things that. Now the cute little dove, the deer, you see that a lot at Goodwills and stuff in the stores. But if you just flip it, reverse it, in a, you know, Missy Elliott kind of way, you can see a whole other thing. And it's really just about just flipping something, tilting it slightly, and gaining a whole nother vision of potentiality of what this could be. Now, if the front transformations don't work, I can flip them around and work on the back. And so you can see how the wire that hangs the paintings on the right. This is imaginary portrait of Jack Black and the future unresolved biopic of Charles Bukowski, and claps around. This is just another upended version of a landscape that you just tilted on its end. It suggests portraits and potentials there, and really just a matter of looking at these things and really looking and improving one's vision. And I might look at something for a second and know what it needs to be, or it could take hours. And this is more of the feminine approach, where you're drawing something from within the painting. You're not evading like the other things, the more phallic things. This you're drawing out from the center of the painting and blocking some things out. So it's just a different approach to find images. Another example, the sun, of course, suggested an eye, and then it's just a matter of blocking certain things out and using what was already there to make a new image. So really, there's not a lot of theory involved. I mean, in Surrealism, people talk about Freud and things, but really it's just like looking at clouds and saying, oh, that looks like that. And that's really all it is. And this is an example of the same thing, of just finding a banal thrift store painting that just had a lot of swooping lines. It was probably done in like a, you know, assembly line fashion, but just adding things to it and seeing the process. And maybe I went too far, maybe I didn't. I may have, you know, should have stuck with the first one. But this one I like because really the original painter of this had to have been saying, I anticipate you, John. Saying, look, either that or he had a heart attack or ran out of paint. Because it's like, I had to do something. I felt no compunction. It was like, this demanded further reenactments, and this is the same thing. It's like rescuing a painting from this sort of banal existence, boring thing of just flowers, and adding something maybe sinister or comedic or something beyond just this, you know, sort of assembly line kind of crap that just bores the hell out of me. But this one I particularly like because I kept the motif of the center object throughout the thing, and just by painting over it with just a white paint, I was able to see through, and it's a cool, it's called pentimento, which is a basis of repenting, where somebody goes over and they repent of what they painted before and to refresh it. But this is obviously another seascape turned on its side. I could have not done anything, but you can see the rabbit already. I couldn't restrain myself. I had to keep it going there. You know, so, you know, that's sort of the whole balance. It's like, just restrain. I think it speaks for itself, obviously. Sometimes you wonder what holds up the froze. And apparently there's a skeletal system, there's a whole series of structures, but froze are great to paint. You just circle around, you get a nice thing. And this is really an exploration. How does a bridge become a horse? And you just follow it clockwise around, just little additions. But really it's all about looking at things. It could be a painting, it could be a problem we have, it could be, you know, sitting in traffic, whatever it is. But just look at it from even just a slight little different realm, and then you get all kinds of things. This is from a party we commandeered. Somebody had one of those banal landscape paintings. We commandeered it. Somebody had a Sharpie. We just said, let's go with it. So that's what I encourage you to do. Maybe if you see one of those things or have a party, continue to transform, and thank you.